Mad, sick, Reggaeville.
Reggaeville family, this is Reggae Jam 2014 still, and I have the pleasure to be with I Octane, one of the sweetest voices on this festival. How you feeling, I Octane?
It's a great accomplishment for the eye. First and foremost, big up the Almighty. Munchy, big up yourself. It's a pleasure doing this interview with the eye. It's a great accomplishment for the eye. You know what I mean? It's been a while since I want to do a festival of this, level, So it's a great run for the eye, and that's why I give my best, and the performance was great. Very energetic. The people them was into it like that. And I am an individual who love perform. You know what I mean? So I try to do it over and over and over to be good at it, because you have to view it from the fans' perspective. You know what I mean? Fans pay a lot of money to come and see the artist. So, and when them go, feel disappointed, you know what I mean? It gives the artist bad name plus the festival. So, and it's my first time, so I have to stamp my name.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. And you loved it so much that you even went on for a second time with Kimani Marley just a while ago. How was it like?
Yeah, man. Big up Kimani Marley straight, you know what I mean? It's a pleasure. Kimani Marley is a legend, you know what I mean? I've been from my girl school, I watch him on TV. So for doing a song with him, it's just like a dream come true for the eye, and it bring me to a next level, you know what I mean, and fuse me into different market also. So, I have to say thanks over and over, you know what I mean, because he's a really international superstar artist, and when I approach him, he could say no, So, but he's a clean heart youth and a free spirit, so bless him. Yeah.
And you've been on tour already. I heard you went to Belgium yesterday.
Yeah.
You all right? Because like something happened to your shoulder, or what happened
Yeah,
here?
Belgium was crazy, and as I tell them, I love performance. I love to perform, so it's like I'm trying to jump off the stage, to jump on the next, like a speaker box, and I missed it, and I drop and dislocate my shoulder. You know what I mean? And I still get up and perform for like 45 minutes more. And the crowd not even recognize, you know what I mean? Throw them into the performance. And after I leave the stage, after I've give back the MC the mic and him give me an encore, and I was like, what? And I go up and I sing the next song, and he called me on back. I was like, oh, it's killing me. And after I leave, after I come off stage, I was like, oh, I'm dying, carry me to the hospital now.
Oh, God.
So, I went to the hospital and do an X-ray and push back the shoulder into place and get a few injection.
Okay.
The doctor was like, you have to rest your arm for 2 weeks. I was like, no, you're mad. So them give me an injection to kind of like deaden the arm so I could perform today. So tomorrow, when that injection wear off, the pain kick in. So
Exactly, and then you really have to give it some rest.
yes, I really have to give it some rest. So I just give thanks so I could actually turn up to perform.
Yeah, because it was really a very energetic show, and then I was wondering, because you were like this all the time, and just like as if nothing ever happened.
Yes, but I was using this hand.
Oh, okay. all right. Get well soon, though.
Thank you very much.
And this was an exciting year for you already, even before this tour now started, because My Journey came out, the album. How was the reception so far?
The reception so far is great, People across the board knowing the songs them in all different countries, so them knowing the songs them, and that is a plus for the eye. And you know that I do both genres. I do dancehall and I do reggae. So and currently I'm the only artist out of Jamaica that is doing the both currently, and so successful at it. And now oftentimes artists turn to dancehall, them kind of pause the one drop music, but I do both, because I want to create a different niche for myself and a different niche, different, avenue for the brand I Octane. I don't want to recycle or come to, be the next or the next. I want it only be I Octane. You know what I mean? So I learned from the greats and put it into Octane. Yeah. Yeah.
And as far as I'm concerned, I Octane is like a nice maker from birth. You have the music and you have blood from when you did Little Still. How was growing up in Sunnyvale like with you and stuff?
Well, life for me in Clarendon and Sandy Bay was rough. You know what I mean? It was beyond poverty, beyond people would say I'm poor, but my life was beyond that. Far from that. My life was like here and then poverty and then middle class and then but single parenting only and a mama alone. So it was five of us. But we was so close that we overlook, we have love amongst each other that we overlook, I mean, things that simplicity was the way of life for us. So we accept life from that perspective and we actually learn a lot of things, what I mean? Because when you're, when you're into the fast lane, things, pass you like, but when you're in the slow lane, it's like you see things better. What I mean? So I learned to appreciate life, and when I become a successful artist, I learned to appreciate the things that I work very hard for. What I mean? And put it to use, and contribute back to the less fortunate. And it also make I want to be the voice of the people out there who don't have a voice for themselves. Yeah. Yes.
But what I also got to understand from that now is that you must be a very determined person to come all that way, because for you it's probably even a further way to go, reach the point where you don't know people playing in front of so many people, traveling, being able to afford certain things where you never were able to afford and stuff.
Yes, and my motto and my aim is not where you're coming from, is where you're going. 'Cause you have a lot of people who born in riches and born in better opportunity, but it turn out that they make wrong decision along the way. Some of them end up in prison, some dead, some just make some stupid decision along the way. But what I mean, is where I'm going, and I have vision, so I always, and a nation without vision shall perish. So I have vision, and I just look into myself and decide that I wasn't gonna be a non-progressive element. I want to be something that contributes something positive to society, and this is the outcome. Yes.
And we really appreciate the outcome. We really like the My Journey album that came out earlier this year, and I'm really happy for you to be now here touring over here. So with all those things done this year already, what is next on the agenda for I Octane?
What is next is I Octane to the second power. I'm gonna tour the My Journey album, and this is like a promotional tour, and then maybe a winter tour, still promotional, and then maybe next year sometime or the following year I do an official tour. But I did Crying to the Nation before, and I never get the chance to actually come and perform that record. So this is my second album, which is still my debut album, same way. So I want the fans them to get hooked to the work, and it's a wonderful material. So and I believed in it, so I want to grow with my fans of this side of the world,
Nice,
yeah.
nice. We really appreciate that.
Yes.
Octane, thank you so
Yes,
much for taking the time. Thanks for coming over here and giving us the wonderful performance that you just gave us. I wish you a lot of fun on the tour still, and all the best. Take good
And
care.
less
Blessed
pain.
love. Yeah, and definitely get well soon.
All right, Reggaeville, big up on yourself. I Octane, sick.
Mad, sick, Reggaeville.